Welcome back to FM Storey. We're into the second half of season 11 of our series where we try to end the dominance of Celtic and Rangers in Scottish football. And this season's continuing on in a similar vein to the previous two seasons, although we did manage to lose the League Cup final after extra time against Celtic. We are currently top of the league table, 6 points clear with a game in hand. We also did finish top of the Champions League phase, unbeaten, 100% record in that as well. So Champions League will be returning this episode. We come into it in the last 16, which will be in the middle of March. And we ended the last episode at the end of the transfer window. And we lost some players, including Carlos Medina, who was probably our best player. But we got 90 million for him, which just seemed too good to turn down. And then on deadline day, we re-signed one of our former players, someone that left us at the end of the first domestic treble. We re-signed Alan Kerr, right winger from Barcelona. So hopefully he can kick on and perform in his second spell the same way he did in his first spell. But without further ado, let's get into the action. We've made it to the end of February and we've got the first leg of the last 16 in the Champions League coming up against Napoli. Since the end of the transfer window, things have gone pretty well. We had one really disappointing performance, but we managed to come away with a draw in that game. As you can see from the league table, we're comfortably clear at the top of the table. We started with the fifth round of the Scottish Cup at home to Clyde. Really comfortable 4-1 victory. Alan Kerr hit the ground running in his second debut for the club. Had 2 assists after 26 minutes. Unfortunately, he went off injured shortly after that with a tight groin, but he's been able to play in pretty much every game since then. So I don't think there's any lasting issues from that. We then went into a home game against Aberdeen. Alan Kerr immediately on the score sheet. Casanova picked up 2, really comfortable 3-0 victory. And then the really poor performance. We were pretty bad against Rangers. We struggled the whole game. We somehow managed to get an equaliser in the second half through Cochise to make sure we came away with some points. And then home to Hearts, again, we weren't at our best. We went 1-0 up. They pulled it back to 1-1. In the second half, we went 2-1 up through a goal from Faye. And we had Juan Medina to thank for coming away with the 3 points with a saving injury time from the penalty spot. We then followed that up with a comfortable 4-0 victory against Livingston, 2 for D'Alessandro, 2 for Casanova, and then St Johnstone. We blew them out off the pitch in the first half, particularly sort of towards the end of that first half. We got a first goal after half an hour, 2 goals in the last couple of minutes of the half to go in 3-0 up at half time, and then a couple of goals in the second half to come away with a 5-0 victory. As we said, we are comfortably clear at the top. We've already qualified for Champions League football for next season. We're currently 17 points clear of Celtic and 20 points clear of Rangers, although we've played a game more than both of those. We've got a plus 86 goal difference, with us having scored 100 goals and only conceding 14 so far this season. Obviously, as you can see, we're dominating the average ratings. Casanova and Cochise at the top of the goal scoring charts as well. And hopefully we can continue on in that vein in the league and wrap up the league title as soon as we possibly can. Obviously, as we said, we've got the round of 16 in the Champions League coming up against Napoli. We've been drawn against Wraith Rovers in the quarter-final of the Scottish Cup, which is coming up in between the 2 legs of the Champions League games. But hopefully we can make it past Napoli and make it into the quarterfinals. So this is the side we've picked going into the round 16 against Napoli. It is pretty much what I would say is our strongest team. Medina has, over the last few weeks, shot himself to being number 1 goalkeeper ahead of Zebra, but we do have obviously 2 quality goalkeepers that we can call on there, and hopefully we can come away with a point. Obviously they've got what looks probably an aging team, the likes of Raspadori and Abada and Inacio, 11 seasons into a save are probably getting on a bit. And hopefully we can come away with a victory against a Thomas Frank-led Napoli. Right, they've gone short with a goal kick. Inacio at the back. And they're playing out through the middle. Batterina across to Parola. And they got past the front line. And that was a bad missed interception by Gulis. Goodmanson. Fight gets a tackle in, but a Barder in the box. And a goal scorer that's caused us so much problems at the start of the save when he was still at Celtic. Let's put Napoli in front in the 4th minute of the game, and it was just far too easy. We tried to press too high. I mean, just didn't do anything really. And we've got our work cut out for us here. Right, a corner for us. Dusing to swing it in. It's flicked on at the near post by Casanova, but drifts wide of the far post. They've gone short with another goal kick. Inacio bringing it forward again into the midfield. We're not really getting close to them now. This time Gulis does make an interception. Laterna with the ball into Nuevo. Casanova in the box. It goes in off the keeper. He probably would have been better off squaring it. It looks like the flag's gone up for offside. We're going to have a VAR check for that one. And it's been disallowed. So Nuevo... Jeez, that looked close. And there we are, half-time, going in 1-0 behind. We need to be much better in our second half. I mean, the one thing that stands out is we only had 27% possession in that first half, and you can tell by the lack of highlights we've seen for us. Right, Hernandez cuts that ball forward out, goes back to Medina, who then goes long. Casanova nods it down to Basauri, Dusink onto Laterna, wide to Gulis. Gets to the byline, stands across up to the back post. Basauri with a header, and it just loops onto the roof of the net. That's much better. Need more of that in the second half. Right, Deli Basic down the right hand side, loses out. Oh, and they've got past San Martin right back there. Oh my god. I don't think we're going to be matching last season's Champions League final. Just far too easy down that left-hand side. And then once it's in the middle of the pitch, Batterina into Raspadori. I mean, it might have taken a bit of a nick off the defender, but it goes past Medina. And that's just 2-0 down. And we can't afford to let it get any worse either, really. Right, Fayette cuts out the ball forward. Deli Basic cuts in off the left and gives the ball away immediately. And we've got away with one there with him hitting the shot off the post. Right, Cochise forward to Casanova, who loses out. And they've gone back to the keeper. Short to Inacio, back to the keeper again. And he then lumps it forward. Gulis wins the header. Dusink. No one was on the end of that one, but Miller picks it up, driving towards the edge of the box, goes from distance, smashes it home, and we might have got a lifeline in this tie. I mean, we give the ball away sillily there, but then Miller pounces on it, just drives forward and hits from distance, beats the keeper, and that's 2-1 with 5 minutes left of normal time. And then from the kickoff, Inacio out to the left back. It's gone forward, but San Martin wins it back. Deli Basic now cuts it in off the right. Goes down in the box. They clear as far as Gulis. Miller picks it up. Right to Deli Basic. D'Alessandro finds Dusink. Miller. San Martin down the outside. Back into Deli Basic. And goes for the near post, but can't get it on target. And there we are, full time. We were better in the second half. but we're going to have to be much better in the second leg if we want to make it through to the quarterfinals. So it's time for the second leg of the round of 16 against Napoli. In between the two legs, we've had the Scottish Cup quarterfinal against Wraith Rovers. We picked a fully rotated team for that game to rest some players for this game. It looked like it was working because we took an early lead, but they'd levelled right on half time. And in the second half, we were struggling, so we needed to bring on some of the big names to get us back in with a chance of going through. We did get a late winner from Laterna to see us through to the semi-final, where we've been drawn against Rangers. But now the focus turns to this second leg against Napoli, and we need to be a hell of a lot better in this than we were in the first leg. Hopefully the home advantage will play a part. Right, they've got a throw in deep in our half. Net into the box. And that is exactly what we did not need to start this game. Behind after less than 2 minutes. 3-1 down on aggregate now. And it's a very, very uphill task from here. Just far too easy for him. Basically ran around the whole defence. Did get a deflection there by the looks of it, but just not what we needed. Right, free kick for them. Raspadori misses the target, thankfully. Right, throw in. Hernandez goes long, looking for the ball into the box. It's headed clear as far as Kerr. Back to Hernandez on the right side. Pulls it back. Kerr in the box. And he can't hit the target from the goal kick. They go short again. Play it into the midfield. And despite us having 3 in the midfield, they're just bypassing that midfield pretty easily. Laterna gets back to win it back. Rackler to Goulis. Nuevo into Casanova. Wide to Hernandez. Crosses towards the back post. And Laterna can't get his header on target. And Fayette goes to Hernandez. Back to Fayette. Medina to Rackler to Nuevo in the middle of the pitch. Casanova is through. Gets a goal. Levels it up on the night. Puts us 1 goal behind again on aggregate. And that's much more like it. So basically right down the middle. Rackler to Nuevo. Casanova with a lovely first touch. Takes the shot early from the edge of the box. Beats the keeper. And levels it up on the night. There we are. Half-time 1-1. We've got ourselves back into the game. We're back to being 1 goal down in aggregate. But again, we need to be much, much better in the second half. Right, so going into the second half, we've changed things up a bit. We've gone with 2 up top to see if that'll make a difference. Raspadori with a corner for them. And luckily, I think we've got away with one there because there's a big gap in the middle of the box. Right, free kick for us on the edge of the box. Casanova to step up and take it. Hits the woodwork. Right, throw in. Goulis goes short to Laterna. Back to Goulis. And they've cleared. And Fayette's getting sent off because he's dived in from about 5 miles away. Right, corner. Cochise to take. In swinger on the left foot. Headed clear. As far as Basauri. Cochise in the box. And we've levelled it up 3-3 on aggregate, but we are down to 10 men. So we have a bit of momentum with us being in front on the night. But we've got a man less. The corner comes in, it's headed out. Basauri just gives it back to Cochise, cuts in on his left foot, and just drives the ball past the keeper. Right, they've got a goal kick, gone out to the left back. Kerr gets back to win it though. And then gives it away in the centre of midfield. And it's 4-on-4-ish going forward into the box. He must have been offside. Surely Hoyland was offside there. Has to have been offside. And it's been disallowed. He just went a step too early, basically. I mean, we've got away with one there, but we're always going to be struggling a bit at the back. All right, they've got the ball on the left-hand side, into midfield. Højlund gets lucky. It's played down the line to Goodmanson, who's crossed in for Højlund, who hits the woodwork. And Guijaro gets his second of the game and puts them back in front on aggregate. Goodmanson's cross. Højlund with a header hits the post, and Guijaro puts it in past the keeper. And now we've got work cut out for us again. Right, last throw of the dice with the substitutions that we've made. King wins the ball back into Nuevo. Storey. It's before the substitutions haven't taken place yet. Laterna down the left-hand side. Back to Leon King. Goes back to Rackler. King. Rackler. Back to Medina. Hernandez down the right-hand side. We're just struggling to find a way through. Right, Nuevo into Cochise over the top for Laterna. Pulls it back. And somehow they've scrambled it away. It seemed like that was going to be a certain goal. Goodmanson down now, down the right-hand side for them. Infield now, they've got 5-on-3 at the back here. Guijaro. Hernandez scrambles it out for a throw-in. Right, Nuevo brings it forward. It's come through to Deli Basic. And again, this has been a pattern of his games in the last few weeks. Just giving the ball away far too easily. And now they're on the attack into the box. Gets blocked. Comes back to nets. I think we might have got away with one there. That looked like it was a foul. But Hernandez now bringing the ball forward and he gives it away. Right. We're deep into injury time here. Leon King to the keeper. Into Cochise in the box. Casanova scored, but I think it's going to get disallowed. I think Cochise might have been offside from the pass from Medina. It's been disallowed. Oh. King across to Medina on his way back. And Cochise was fractions offside. And that would have taken us into extra time. Now they've got a free kick on the edge of the box. Injury time's just about up. I mean, that's got to be offside as well, but I mean, it's too little too late really for us. It's been given. I mean, we're not going to see anything from this, but he looks offside. And we're not even going to see the lines for the replay. Yeah, just not good enough over the two legs. And Champions League's over for the season. Just got to focus now on winning the title as quickly as possible, and then hopefully defending the Scottish Cup. So we made it to the international break at the end of March, and things are going pretty well. We're on the verge of winning the title. We've played 2 games since we got knocked out of the Champions League by Napoli. First one, we went away to Aberdeen and won 2-0. Second one, we went away to St Mirren and won 4-0. And as I said, we're on the verge of winning the title. We are 19 points clear of Rangers, 20 points clear of Celtic, with 21 points left to play for. If we win our next match, which is against Celtic, then we win the title. We've also had our youth intake and had one of the better players that we've ever had come through the youth intake. Obviously, increasing the youth facilities, the youth training, the youth recruitment, everything like that's paid off. But 15-year-old Cameron Home, centre forward, decent technicals, pretty decent mental and physicals as well. And already he's not that far off according to the star ratings, the quality of some of the other players in the squad that we've got. And there we are, that's the end of another episode. Obviously disappointing to exit the Champions League the way we did, but we're in the semi-final of the Scottish Cup. We've practically won the league title, and things are going reasonably well. Join us next time to see if we can secure that league title and to see if we can go back to back in the Scottish Cup. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.